Hi everyone, it's Sean Murphy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to look at the mother of all practice routines, the lineup. I'm going to do a little series of practice routines, but this one is my favourite. I am of course talking about the world famous, the world renowned lineup. No one wins a prize for guessing why it's called that. The lineup is something that I started doing as an 8-year-old child, and it's something that I still do to this day, and it's done in every practice room on tour. It's done in almost every snooker club I've ever been to, and if you're not doing it as part of your practice, as part of your journey to try and become a better snooker player, then you are really missing out. I remember seeing Stephen Hendry do this practice routine for 3 or 4 hours non-stop when he was at his absolute peak of his powers in the mid-90s. This was the routine that he said himself, you know, took him to most of those 7 world titles. And it's so good, it's so versatile, because no matter what your standard is, no matter what level you're at, you can use this routine to become better. If you're just a beginner, then like I was as an 8-year-old, you know, you start by just potting the first red and getting position on the next colour, and then looking for where the next red's coming. And you start charting your progress. You go, well, I got 9 on that go, the next go I got 16, the next go I got 24, and you can start plotting your progress. You can see that improvement coming. You learn how to control the cue ball. There's so many soft stuns and screw shots that are in this lineup, and of course you will then have to get all the way and try and clear the colours. And eventually, as I say, you start seeing your graph going in the right direction. As you improve, then you can start trying to take the reds in a certain order. You might look at this and go, well, it looks obvious to try and start with this red, take a colour, go back for this red, another back for this red. And it looks like that's a great progression, and it is. And it's much more difficult than it might sound. I can promise you, I've spent many hours trying to do it myself. You might say, well, hang on a minute, I'm going to start at this end and take them in order all the way down until there's no reds left. That's very challenging as well. You can try and do them all from one side of the table. You can do them all with pinks, try to do them all with blacks. There really is no end to the variables that you can try to put on this routine. And then fast forward when you're really at the top of your game, then you can just practice potting these balls in any order that you want. And then you're practicing the most important muscle of them all, the brain and concentration. And it's practicing a routine that you know you should do, and it's testing as to whether you can make yourself do it and concentrate for hour after hour. As I said, when I started playing and I watched Stephen Hendry do this routine in the mid-90s in my old club Rawn's Q Sports in Northamptonshire, Stephen came for 3 or 4 hours and practiced, and he did nothing but this routine. My personal record is 11 clearances on the bounce, one after the other, without missing. And it's a record I've tried to beat many, many times, and I've never, ever managed it. But we're going to have a go at clearing it this time. And I'm going to try and talk you through each different little shot. Of course, there's lots of little stuns, there's lots of little screws. I'm going to attempt to try and take the reds in order. And, you know, we'll see how far I get. But that means to do that, I'll start here on this red. I must get the cue ball back onto the black in what we would call a high position. Now, just to clear that up, high means if you imagine a line here between the black and the pocket, high would mean this side of that line. Low would be this side. And of course, if I'm low, then I start crashing into other reds. I can't get the cue ball back down the table. So I've always got to finish high on the black to get down for these 3 reds. And we're going to start with the hardest ball on the table, as all good practice routines should. Let's not make it too easy on ourselves. So pot the red, stun on and off the cushion for the black, and try and get high on the black. That's job done, accomplished. Just 35 more pots to go. Black on and off the cushion for the red nearest the cushion. And that's nicely on and off the cushion. And it doesn't matter if you go a little bit too far. A bit too high on the next red is better than being too low. In an ideal world, you would do this routine without nudging any of the other balls when you're looking for absolute control of that cue ball. Now, I'm not trying to make a 1-4-7 here. If the opportunity to stay on the blacks comes my way, I will. What I am looking for, though, is to take each red in turn. So, second red, on and off the cushion again, trying to get high on the black. And that's quite nicely played. Don't have enough angle this time to use a cushion, so just play a little soft little screw shot to try and stay position on the red. And that's just about perfect, I think. Any further than that, and I might have been running into the black next time around. But I think I can pop this red and screw past the black. Now what I have to make sure here of, as I was saying, was this imaginary line that's straight on the black. I have to be above it or on it. Otherwise, next time in potting the black, I'll nudge this red and that's the routine finished. So I'm trying to pot the red and get high on the black. And that's fine. Now, I'm going to pot this black and stun on and off the cushion for the red nearest the black, but into this pocket this time, and I must get high on it again. It's always about finishing high on the next ball. Done that quite nicely this time. And if you were being super critical, you would say that I've gone too high there, I've gone too far. You know, in a match play situation, I would probably now play one of these reds. But in this routine, I am trying to take them in order. So red by the black, on and off the cushion again for the black. And that's nicely played again. This time, this sort of soft stun shot on and off the cushion, you have to play this with a bit of check side, right-hand side in this case, and you can hit the ball a bit harder because of that, and that check side will slow the cue ball down. Again, must get high on the next red. That's okay. It's not perfect on the red, and if this were a match situation, I'd be telling you to play a different red here. But again, this is all about trying to take the reds in order, and that's what makes this practice routine difficult. It's not supposed to be easy. Gentle one. And now we've finished the worst angle of them all. Just slightly off straight, the wrong way. So the natural path of the cue ball is to hit this cushion. I'm going to screw back, which is going to take me there. I now need what's called reverse side, that's left-hand side in this case, to widen the angle of the cue ball off the cushion. Remember, the next red is this one. So to get on it and be able to get to the black, I must be up here. Down here is no good. So slightly too far on this red is better than too short. This is quite a high tariff shot. But we managed to play it well. I'm quite pleased with that one. That was a nicely struck shot. Now, perfectly in position here. That's 5 reds, 5 blacks. If this were a match, everyone would be getting excited at this point. A little soft stun on the red here, just to retain position on the black. And we're now perfectly in position. Pop the black and stun up past this red into this other corner pocket this time. And at this point in the break, you're starting to think, well, everything's going nicely. That's 6 reds, 6 blacks, that's 48. And if we're in a match now, at this point, the whole crowd would start to get excited. But we're just going to concentrate on trying to take the reds in turn. Perfectly on the black. Got to play that punchy one on and off the cushion. Must get high on the next red. Yep, we're doing okay. Again, a little bit too far if we were being super critical, but we can still pop this red softly. Hold for the black into the same pocket. No bother. And this is a lovely angle on the black. When you're on this black in this position and you're parallel with the white and the black versus this cushion, that's a great angle. Because from there, you can go almost anywhere. Little soft stun for the red under the pink. Always remembering to finish high, because that means that we can get back for the black. And this is where it starts to get difficult, because if I am chasing blacks, the margin for error to get on this next red in a position that I can get back for the black, that's quite small. So going to have a decision to make after this shot, hopefully. A bit of a stretch to reach this one. And now we're into the meat of it. So if I want to play for this red in the sequence, for this middle pocket, I've got to leave the cue ball about there, somewhere in that sort of area there. Anywhere else, and I can't get back for the black. So this is quite an exacting shot I've got to play now. A little stun shot up for that red. It's not really gone far enough, if I'm totally honest. That's a bit short. That wasn't good. Now I am going to try and pop this red and get back for the black. But in a match, I might play for the pink here. Yeah, you can see it was difficult to really get back for the black, but we are on it. I'm on it. And again, now, this similar problem to before. Playing for this red, which is the next one in the sequence, to the middle pocket, I can only really finish here. Anywhere but there is no good, because then I'm running either into the pink, or if I'm too low, I run into these reds, and I can't get back for the black. So to make it safe, to give yourself the biggest margin of error, I'll actually try to pop the black and play for this red, but into that corner, not the middle. Because as you can see, anywhere from there up to here, I'll be in a position where I can pop that red and get back for the black. So this is a situation, I'm actually doing more mileage with the cue ball, but it's to make sure that the next shot is as easy as possible. Now, pop the black with a little bit of side spin, just to widen the cue ball. And how's the angle? Oh, it's perfect. Let's go. This 147's on. That's 10 reds and 10 blacks. And you don't have to be a mathematical genius to work out that that's 80. Now, got a lovely angle now on this red, which I can pop with topspin, use the two cushions and retain position on the black. Yeah, it's not perfect, but we're on it in a fashion. And I've got a good angle now to pop this black on and off this side cushion to give me position on that bottom red. Remember, we're trying to take the reds in sequence. That's what this is all about. But that's looking good. That's a nice position. Now, choices. I can either, in potting this red, use the cushion and send the cue ball towards the black, or I can just stun down in a line and get position on. It's my choice here, it's completely up to me. I'm just going to play the little stun shot. The one thing I don't want to be is straight on the black. Which we're not, just about in the right position. Now, how's the angle on the black? I'm going to play this with topspin and just a smidge, just a hint of right hand side. Cue ball off the back cushion, onto the side cushion, and out here for this red in the sequence. And to be fair, I've done well taking these reds all in order. It's not as easy as it looks. Must finish on this red in a way that I can get back for the black. So a bit of topspin, right hand side. I think that's okay. It's not perfect by any stretch, but you can see I've got the angle on the red to come back for the black. If you are searching for 147s, it's much better to be high on the red rather than low. If I'd finished here, closer to the red, the 147's over. This pot on this red is much more difficult, but at least it's available. So screw on and off the back cushion with right hand side to hold the cue ball. Don't want to be straight. Get up the table. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. That's the worst possible position to be in. Oh, that's horrible. Do you remember we were here a few minutes ago? Just off straight the wrong side. This is awful. Now, if you were in a match and you get to this part, you've got to carry on, haven't you? So I'm going to go for the 147. Top spin and right hand side again off this cushion, and I've got to come through this gap. If I hit the pink, it's all over. If I hit the reds, it's all over. And I've got about a gap, I've got an area this big to finish on this next red. And remember, if we were just trying to clear the table, then I'd be playing the pink through for the reds. But I'm going to try and miss the pink on the way round and get position on the next red. Keep coming, keep coming. Oh, it's nowhere, it's nowhere. I went for glory. Now, I can still cut this red in, but it's difficult. I've got no real control of the cue ball. Just try and pop the red and hope. No, missed it. And there you are. That's what makes this routine so good, is it's versatile. If you're a beginner player just taking up the game and you want to knock a few reds and colours in and build that confidence, it's great. If you're a good amateur player, good club player trying to improve, take those 50s to 70s, you can. If you're a professional player trying to gain ultimate control of this ball, which is what it's all about, then this routine has still got so much to offer. You can use blues, pinks, blacks, take the reds in order, take them in any order you want. But for me, of all the practice rooms out there, of all the routines that you can do, this one is still the best. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on any future content, and I'll see you next time.